What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. And break down what's happening to the economy thus far, as we just had the PCE data report come out, which you should be watching for as time progresses. Before I break anything down with this information, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, now let's break down what's going on with the market thus far. As you can see, SPY is trying to push in the pre-market. We got this nice cup and handle-like formation showing some life, and this is apparently evident considering the fact that the PCE report was decent. Now, what happened with PCE? Here's your answer. The data came out. It actually just came out about 20 minutes ago. You can see right here, everything was pretty much close to expectations. We'll start off with core PCE month over month, 0.2% aligning with expectations. Personal income month over month was 0.3% aligning with expectations. Personal spending was a little bit hot. It's actually up 0.7%. Besides that, PCE month over month was at 0.2% close to expectations. Year over year, PCE was at 2.6%. As expected, nothing bad about that. And then core CPI was below expectations at 2.9%. So, what does this mean? Just to be clear, guys, what's interesting is CPI when that came out. Okay, core CPI was below expectations, and then CPI for all items was a little bit hot. But for PCE, everything has aligned with expectations or is below expectations for what I'm seeing. So there's a little difference there, and this is actually technically good news for the markets. This is helping SPY and the other stocks that they're push higher. So a good inflationary report is just what we need to see the market hold up, in my opinion. Now, at 10 o'clock a.m., we have pending home sales month over month, pending home sales year over year coming out. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, so far, the data has been supporting the bulls. For earnings, we had Intel yesterday. It actually got a big drop because of their outlook. Besides that, for Friday, we have like American Express and a few others. I'm not really looking too much into these. These don't really matter as much for the collective markets. But when it comes to other things right now, Intel is still making a lot of headlines after it dropped 11% after their outlook ended up missing. So that's something that's very important. On top of this, the US GDP growth was up 3.3% during the fourth quarter. That's outpacing expectations according to the reports. Do I trust every single one of these pieces of data? Not entirely, but based off how they're measuring it from the past, right? Right now, we're not necessarily at the state that some people thought we would be in based off the data. And this has been a little bit more positive for the markets. Now, on top of this, with the wave of job cuts continuing to ripple through the corporate America, on Thursday, Microsoft, Levi's, Paramount, they said they're going to be reducing their workforces. Microsoft plans on laying off 1,900 workers from its gaming unit. That's very, very important. Levi's also said it's going to be cutting up to 15% of its global staff. That's very important as well. The FTC is digging into AI, announcing an inquiry into the field's biggest players: Amazon, Alphabet, Microsoft, and many others. And then we also have Tesla. They dropped 12% in terms of their shares because of what's been going on. But Tesla, in my opinion, is due for a small attempt to rebound. We'll be watching resistance despite that. That's it for the main headlines right now. Now let's talk about something else. So on SPY, I just want to call out that today is January 26th. We have currently just a little bit over 300,000 calls expiring, and we have just under 760,000 puts expiring. 2.34 puts to call ratio. This suggests there's a possibility the market makers may try to squeeze shorts. So what does this mean? When you look at the setup on SPY, this is attempting to push higher. But basically, I would recommend going on the hourly time frame and watch the 50 EMA. We're actually bouncing off of this very nicely, and we're actually trying to hold up. But at the same time, like I said, it's like a cup and handle. So it's looking bullish, especially since we got good inflationary numbers. So if we break out, 490 is going to be our next target. If we do break the high from right here, so we're still very close to that 488.75. 490 is coming. If we break that, we could be pushing for 492 or so. If we break down, watch 488 as support. If you lose that, expect it to come all the way down towards 486. But right now, This chart is favoring that it's going to attempt to push higher when we open. We got some good inflationary numbers. That is a good sign, at least temporarily. How about for the QQQ? Remember how I said the QQQ has a bullish falling wedge yesterday? Well, this is your falling wedge, and this is your breakout. We're back above 425. As long as we hold above 425, we do have potential to go all the way back up. Well, we have this resistance here at 426.5 to 427. We could get close to 427 if we keep holding above 425. If we lose it, watch 424, then 422.5. But this chart favors, it might try to push a little bit higher. So watch resistance, especially at 427. How is Tesla looking? I'm sure this is on a lot of people's minds. For Tesla, let me just double check this. I was looking at a very important time frame. Let me just double check which one that was. I think it was this one. So the hourly shows 186 has resistance. I think on another time frame, I was looking at 188. I think it might be the 30 minutes. So 189 is also the 50 EMA above that. So for Tesla, here's what I'm seeing basically. This thing is going to be pushing, if it continues to break above 186, our next target is 188. Up here where this resistance was, this is where we got rejected before. If Tesla could get above that, we're going to push for the 190.5 area. If we get above this, there's a chance Tesla could try to hold above 190. If we get above 188, as of right now, we're kind of fighting to get to 186, so watch that carefully. For support, make sure you watch 182.5. If we lose that, there's 180. And if we lose 180, it's going to turn bearish, guys. It's not going to look good. Tesla could come all the way down to 175 eventually. What do I think Tesla will do? Looking at the chart, it's looking like it's trying to turn. We're seeing some buyers defending it. I think it might actually try to push a little higher and get very close to at least 189. I think, excuse me, I apologize, guys. The 50 EMA on the 30 minutes time frame is showing some potential to be met. So we might see Tesla attempt to push just a little bit higher, at least at that level. So we might see a little push on Tesla and watch resistance there, might push and trade sideways, but I do believe there's going to be some buyers trying to defend it. What about for Nvda? So Nvda came down as we predicted to about 600. It bounced, and now it's kind of shuffling at 616. I think that Nvda could be forming. There's a potential like left shoulder here ahead forming. Might push up to about 618, reject again, and then start pushing up higher. So this could be forming an inverse head and shoulders. Watch resistance at 616, 620, then around 625. Watch support around 612, basically. If we lose that, support, I would say that there's actually room for it to come all the way down towards these lower levels down here, like 606, even like down to 600. I think Nvidia is going to retrace a little bit in an attempt to push higher. I think we might see some buyers defend it, and especially because it's a Friday, and then we might see some sideways price action after that. What about for Aapl? Aapl, it's just shuffling at 194.4. If we're bullish, watch 195 for a breakout. If we're bearish, watch it lose 193.5 and then drop to 192.5. I think it's going to just shuffle in the 194.4 area for some time, maybe attempt to push a little higher, but it looks like it's just going to shuffle, and we'll just have to see how it goes from there. Now, one could argue that Aapl has kind of like a double top-like formation here. If it does push a little higher, it could enter this like shop zone in the 195s before it kind of comes back down. My best prediction would be this thing kind of attempts to get back to the higher 194s, if not 195, shuffles for a bit before it makes any other moves. So watch that very carefully. With that being said, guys, that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for listening. Hopefully the audio quality was a little bit better. I do apologize about this. I'm still getting my computer fixed. Once I get that fixed, things will improve. So with that being said, please have a great day. Remain calm, cool, and collected. And I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you and peace out.